creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
And bam, we're live for the third day in a row. And damn, do we regret taking this at 10 o'clock in the morning? 'Cause, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so where and what are we doing today?
Good question.
So I obviously have to continue on the quote-unquote sketch of the play space. Basically, keep on designing the whole jigger with the table. I think essentially what I'm going to do now is take that Unity space, try to make it so that I can get a screenshot. And then I will overlay the various sort of UI elements that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Just so that I don't have to actually add those into the actual game, because that would take a lot more time than just sketching them out. I was basically only doing it because I needed to do it to do the concepting in 3D anyways, so it's kind of fitting. And then we also got to work with the camera, which is an important part, because then I knew I could do the switch, the camera switch.
Yeah.
Which was quite an important part. And the other thing as well is I need to figure out how I want to do the interactivity with the UI as well, because I don't want to get it too cluttered. Other than that, yeah, I think I should be done with this sketch today.
Yeah. and the card editor is basically done for now.
Hmm.
I added the setup at the beginning, so it creates.
So that it doesn't it doesn't run an issue with itself because it's void or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can create the deck, test the, and then new deck, creates it, creates the folders inside the resources folder.
Mhm.
Can add the cards. GG. Add. There we go. And that will go into the resources folder, and everything is compact, or can be compact. Still working on that bit where the instant and standard card level is, but it's not a problem when it's a small window, not a wide one. But yeah, it works.
Yeah. So now, yeah, you could, because you can add all the information in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, to every card.
Facing, speed type, card type. Yeah, cool. And it's all dropped down. Good job. Fucking hell. Okay, let's open up Unity then. Why did my music stop? I didn't tell you to stop. God damn it.
I can probably. Well, the card editor for now is 18 out of 18, but I'm not gonna remove it from the epic because there are still things that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So we can add it later. The cards and deck script is 80% done. Events the card listens to, and events the card sends. I think I need to add those a little bit later when I actually need to use them. It's easier to actually know where to place it and how to place them in the script. So I think maybe I should start on the card hand.
Yeah. As in what? Like how to?
Yeah, just like in the basic. Have the cards basic. Basically in front of you and be able to.
Shouldn't you have the card editor just like be able to create graphics though? Because the card editor right now is just a bit of text, right? But our card editor in the outside, it's.
I feel it's kind of easier if we already have the card hand. That I can like.
Well, at least a frame for it, sure.
Yeah,
but
test
like, I don't...
out where the hand or how the hand is going to be with the cards, because I need to make a system where it reads from all of the cards that's already made and populates the cards anyway. And I feel it's easier to do that if it just, for example, have the deck. A button where it draws from the deck, and the card pops into the hand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you make that, you're not gonna have anything visual to work with, though.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Well, we already know the colors that are gonna be on each thing, so I'm just gonna. It's gonna be a I don't know. It fetches the information from the actual card info.
Yeah, it should have a card visualizer essentially that just takes the
Yeah.
information from the card and then puts and then adds the visual parts of it.
Yeah,
Because that
but for that, I kind of feel like I need a hand as well. To
you feel
put 'em
like
in.
you need a hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but like that's not gonna be too hard. Just, I guess, just a field where you can view those cards. Sure, whatever. Just go on. Jesus Christ. I don't care. I don't know.
I have
I
an
don't know.
idea of it.
All right, I trust you. I also need at some point to revise the game design document. I've been putting that shit off for too long now.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, because of you. Dripping lights.
Man, I'm tired.
Well, you shouldn't have stayed up until 5 fucking a.m.
It was fun. I played.
Doesn't fucking matter. You're an adult. Make adult decisions. You're not a child. God damn, why the heck?
Hmm. I am going to do a boo boo here, but
What?
in the sprint short.
What are you going to do?
Because I basically already done with all that I had.
Yeah.
But it's still the first week, so it's easier to then estimate next week
Mm-hmm.
more correctly. But yeah, it's not that bad for now. Oh, come on. It's not that hard. Computer.
What?
Well, Unity is frozen. Kind of frozen.
Aw.
Probably because of that. Right.
got some nice long hair and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys stare, can't help it, it's a habit. Clothes that she wears, short skirt and a jacket. I just wanna get her all alone on a mattress. I just wanna have it, I just gotta have it. Rumors all around say her body is fantastic. All natural, not a piece of fur is plastic. Head to her toes, yeah, they say that she's a latch. Yeah, the whispers all around say she has a reputation. Don't believe it till I see it, so I want a demonstration. And I've always learned it better with a hands-on education. So I need a private session if you get what I am saying. And they say that she's not easy, no, she's really complicated. And that only makes it better, and it's got me so fixated. And I'm not the type to wait around, I've never hesitated. But she's got me captivated, so the game I'm gonna play it, yeah. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. You're hated by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. Got bad intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a coke thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me.
Just realized we probably need an additional part for the card information to contain, which is like various scripts as to what will actually happen, not just the animations, but what would actually happen. Like, for instance, a card that says, like Feint Throw, for instance, retry your last throw. We'll have to make like, do we basically either make it specialized for certain cards, like this is the Feint Throw script, or do we make this is the retry turn script, and then other cards can also call upon that in the future if we make one?
I don't quite know yet how I'm gonna do that.
Because like stuff that most cards will do, like target a dice, for instance. Like, yeah, it's going to be very important to how we do that. You know, because that's something that's going to be used by most cards.
Yeah.
So we need to, in the card edit, for instance, we could have it so that you can have like add scripts to it essentially, and give it properties like this card can target what? Dice, players, cards, right? And then this dice can change, or this card can change the target by value -1, for instance. Then that, since it's got target dice, it then changes the value of that dice by 1.
Yeah. Man, I hate the renaming.
Renaming?
Yeah, renaming thing.
Alright, you can't just double click on the text, you have to actually right click.
No, you can't right click. You need to double click, but you have to double click the right place and something.
Huh.
Yeah, stupid.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones, you won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down, the fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. Push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out. You can't get to me. Say what you wanna say. Go take it all away. But I'm here to stay. No, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down, the fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight.
God damn. I have not yet had my coffee.
I get grumpy when I don't have my coffee.
Ah, yes, I get very grumbly. Mm. Question is, have you had your coffee?
I haven't. No.
See, that's the thing. You can't both stay up late and not drink coffee. That's like illegal.
I hate coffee. It doesn't taste good for me.
Well, yeah, it doesn't taste good for anybody in the start. That's the point, man. You know, we're suffering for our art. At least I'll have my morning carrot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. You like a
Trying to recreate the cards in
Hmm.
in Unity with the simple editing tools you have available there.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck. Is it? I'm guessing it's possible to use the right font as well, because you can import font assets.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah. Why the fuck is there big T's there? Oh.
Because of text mesh. Text
Goddamn.
mesh Pro adds that.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making
Joy!
and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious.
So, for when multiplayer becomes a thing, if you look at my UI here, the one I have, and so for the player client side, will he always see this view, or will we actually like emulate someone sitting on the side here, or side here, or side here? As in, will there be a separate view for each player, or will we just be lazy and say like, no, it's the same? So like one person will be sitting on this side,
You don't need
actually
to
seeing the side.
You don't need to copy the camera, no.
No, but what I'm saying is like, do we even bother with having like, because from each player's perspective, they will always be sitting on this side so that they always see like the wide side here.
Yeah.
Or do we actually have it be like so that every player actually has the perspective from each side, so that say if 4 players were sitting next to each other in real life, right, with their
Yeah.
laptops playing outside,
Mhm.
their illusion won't be broken by seeing like, you know, because then they will be seeing that, oh, everybody's just sitting in the exact same place on the table, seeing other people sitting around.
Well,
Well-
if the table was completely square, you wouldn't have that problem though.
Yes, but where would these be? Like there were
They would still be aligned like you have them for the camera now. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like say some person would have to see them from the side, one person would have to see them from the side for it to be logically resonant with the player if they know what the other players are seeing.
Well, okay. If they are on the LAN, right, and they're sitting at the table just like that.
Uh-huh.
Say they were sitting. Well,
Because okay, so the
It's-
reason I'm asking, right? The reason I'm asking is because it's easier to design the UI and the user experience from the perspective that there will always whoever is playing will always see this, right?
yeah.
There will be no other camera angles for the
Mhm.
well, except for the the actual player's camera angle, but there will be no other camera angles to this table, right? Which means that everything can be designed around being in that side, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm asking. Should we just do that,
Yeah.
or should we have one camera angle for each side of the table?
No. We don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because then I can do some weird. Because then I can like play with perspective a bit as well,
Mm-hmm.
knowing exactly where the camera will be.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in season, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away.
Okay, another question is how do I make this as big as possible for a high quality screenshot? Do I render it out, like build and run?
No. You can do in-game view. You can click on maximize on play to get it bigger.
Yeah, I am. Oh, and then do this. There you go. Thanks. Okay. Now back to boring old food or Photoshop. Oi, oi, oi.
Oops, that's wrong.
Question.
Yes.
For a simple action such as drawing cards, can we or should we do the following? Either have the when you get to a step where draw is required or a card that draws you another card, does it do it so automatically, or should you be clicking on the draw pile?
I feel like it should be done automatically.
Great. Okay, next question. Should then the card be animated going from the pile and then flying up to your face in the to your actual hand, or should we make it so that the cards stack is dependent on the number of cards, right? So that the height of it is dependent on the number of cards. When you draw one, it decreases that, making it look like it's smaller, and then having a card pop up from underneath, as in like so that it sort of makes it look like you drew it without us having to animate the whole shebang. Basically, do we want the fancy version or the simple?
The simple, I think.
Okay. Yeah, great.
The world has been brutal.
Hmm.
The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. Final time is now. The final time to bow. But I will not get down. For you can't force me now. Awakening is clear. I could show you how. I could show you how to fight them.
I'm really interested to see how you're going to make this work.
I just need the objects for now.
Hmm. How did you do the text bits?
Hmm?
How do you add text like that? What you've done? 3D
Using
text.
Text Mesh Pro.
Okay, that sounds like something
Yeah, it's
I don't
free.
have.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's free. It's free. It's in
Where do you go get
the
it?
window, package manager, and then Text Mesh Pro there.
All right. Oh, it's already here. How do I add text mesh then?
So it's already there, and then you right click in your asset
Yeah.
and create in 3D. Create 3D.
Yeah.
And then
3D text.
Text Mesh Pro text,
Oh right.
and you
what the
can
hell?
import the essentials there.
Where the heck did it go though? Oh, what the hell? Why doesn't this one go away? There you go. Oh, there it is. Wow, thanks game. Now, how do I reduce it? Oh, font size. I'm seeing why you're having such issues. This ain't easy. Oh god, hiccups.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for sometime now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
Is that the right green or is that just a random green?
It's the right green.
Okay.
So if you look at my screen now, or the stream, I am basically almost done adding all the titles
Elements?
or all the elements that are going to be on the card. It's not placed correctly whatso freaking ever.
Well, yeah, you don't say.
So I'm gonna place it. a
Oh,
little bit
goddamn
closer.
hiccups.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, at least it follows the fucking card, at least. Yeah, okay.
yeah. So if I click on the card in the editor here that we made using the deck editor that we made.
Yeah,
So this thing.
yeah.
I'm gonna just dock that somewhere here. I can dock that there. There we go. Fuck it.
Lol.
So whenever I play the scene now, the script should automatically put everything like it's supposed to be from that data.
Yeah.
So it should have the right icons, etc. And boom, it did.
Well, I don't know yet because the stream isn't caught up. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Ah, that's, that's pretty swish.
Swishity swishity. Description is way too big. Did you not see it yet?
Yeah, I have.
Hysteriker.
Well, so, I'm sorry. I'm dying here.
I don't think we're gonna bother with
With
the font for now. That can come
why is it hard?
later. We basically have to put every icon in an atlas.
You sure you can't just import an entire quote-unquote atlas of a?
I don't know.
Google is your friend.
I'm Meow.
Google is your best friend. Use Google. Google wants to be used. Google's a whore.
Okay. When you add a font, typically a TTF file to a Unity project, Unity will import it as a font asset. You then have to use the font asset creator to generate a TextMesh Pro font asset from it. Afterwards, you no longer need the original TTF asset. However, if it's a good idea to keep it in your project, in case you need to recreate the font.
Oh, God damn it.
Do you have the fonts?
No. Why would I? Not silly goose.
Didn't we put the fonts somewhere?
Yeah, we did. I think. Or at least because you had them.
We put them on Dropbox, didn't we?
I don't know. Maybe because I remember I had them from something else.
Yeah, because we're using Magneto B, don't we?
Yeah.
For
That's
the
for a
Y?
font. Yeah.
Yeah. And also we're using Fury of Suns. Those are OTF. Right, I'm gonna just go BRB right back. I'm putting you as the stream.
What?
BRB.
Okay.
I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go stronger?
And I'm back. That did not take time at all. Jeez.
Hello, Imbik.
Hello.
Had to get coffee. Okay. Let's going. You're trying to you got you.
Delete. Can't hear what you're saying, and I'm also rendering the computer's really. Say again.
I see that you've got the fonts working.
Yeah.
But I find that statement ironic as you were lagging because you were trying to make the fonts working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've chosen to go with potentially like a completely square play area. Because that allows me to do some more like symmetry based design. The problem is, so I've decided upon like potentially doing one thing, and that is a discard pile that goes to the side of the player. So each player has their own discard pile. That adds some new aspects that we can play with as well, and makes for some interesting design. It still goes like the moment that the draw pile is empty, all of the players' discard piles are put in together to make the draw pile again. So then I have symmetry, because then I can have the draw pile on either side of the player's like area, right? So I've made like a player area here. And then I'm gonna have like the the list for the set list is going to be on this side. So draw pile, so basically the discard pile here, and the set list there. That also means that if the players are allowed to kind of, because the player is going to have a camera that it's allowed to go above the each player to kind of check if they have like a card, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Which also is going to allow them to check the sets of the other players. So that's but I'm thinking maybe of doing it like real world, the way you'd solve this in the real world, which is basically allowing them to move the camera like this, right? Which is gonna make it very hard for them to see, but it's gonna let you like kind of see what sort of score the other person has. Which could be like a little bit of an added sort of benefit. Maybe there's a card that allows you to see the score even more. Basically, I'm trying to make sure that there's some elements of gameplay just by the virtue of controlling a camera, because you can kind of peek a look at things. So, because by the way that I've now made everything non-reliant on perspective, I can allow free camera without it being a concern, right? Because it won't break perspective. The thing I'm remaining with though, which is my main issue here now, is the where do I have the draw piles? Because now the discard piles are gone, so we can just like move this out of the way. So now the discard piles are gone, so now I'm stuck with the draw piles. Now I could have the draw piles be like this, but this would be, it doesn't have a four-way symmetry with it, right?
Yeah, well, you don't need to have the four-way symmetry there though. Technically.
No, I don't need to, but it's about the see, the problem with not having symmetry is that it fucks with your perspective, especially. It's probably due to the fact that I'm not having like proper lighting, because lighting fixes a lot of the perspective issues. But
yeah,
because right now it's very difficult to see how far things are away from you as well, and like the actual depths of things. And I think that has to do with the fact that there are two objects that you'd expect that you expect there to be the same distance between like these two elements as there are these two elements, but these two visual elements kind of distort that perspective. Also, it's really fucking hard to see if things are in the right distance from the table. Which I can just kind of change, can I? I wish I could fix this fucking lighting issue. It's a real fucking headache.
Do you see where it says asset store?
Yeah.
Don't click on the asset store, but click on the scene again. But right underneath it, there's like a picture thing. Click on it.
Yeah.
And drop down.
Yeah.
It should all be on. What the fudge?
This is basically just as if. Hang on. Can I? If I make a new lighting object.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna open the door. I'm back, and I just figured out that we need to stop the stream a little bit early today.
Oh, what's up?
At 12 actually,
Why?
because the power is gonna be out.
What? Why?
Yeah, the electricity company is coming and doing a check of the house because it's very old, and they are gonna check all the wires and stuff.
Oh.
So, no power.
Well, shit.
for
We've
me.
done the. That's gonna be 2 days in a row where we end at 12 o'clock. That's not good, man.
I know,
That's-
but we're already making a lot of progress though.
You say that, but you know we want to make more progress. Yeah, all right.
Ultralight, Pirasan's thin, Pirasan's, and Pirasan's ultra. Thin, ultra. Thin, ultra, ultralight.
But actually, I'm I'm really quite happy with how this is turning out, the UI, because I can already start to sort of imagine different interactions with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be important to make this sort of decisions which I've queried you about earlier, regarding things like, do we animate the actual drawing of a card, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want there to be a very sort of slick feel to the whole thing, right? We're make sure
Yeah,
to try and design as intuitively as possible.
Animation isn't hard.
Yeah.
It's something you can add later, but for the moment, just instantly pop into the hand.
Yeah.
It's It's more for the aesthetic later when we do an aesthetic pass
Yeah.
over everything.
Definitely. The way that you make the card right now, right? It's how heavy is it on rendering? Because say if you want to render out like multiple cards, does all the cards before they enter the scene, do they have to go through the card render?
Technically, yeah.
Shouldn't you then just save the cards as prefabs?
Well, it's if we were to like spawn like 50 of them at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be heavy. One is not.
Yeah, but so if you conceive of
One
how
or
many cards will be on the table, like at maximum there will be like.
That's not a problem. No, that's not a problem because you all of these here only be visible and renderable for those who I need to open the door again, for those who has or can see the card.
Okay.
Right?
Sure, but
So-
okay. Well, either way, we since it's 3 minutes until you have to end apparently, we can just call it there.
I need to open the door.
Yeah, all right.
All right, I'm back.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Let's end this shit then.
Mm-hmm.
You and your goddamn power company. I'm sure you're conspiring with each other.
Yeah, sure.
You're like,
Hey, power company, I've got some faulty wires that you need to come. Oh yeah, please come at 12 o'clock. Oh yeah.
God damn it. Okay.
I'm gonna check if this is something I can do.
Man, I should have really evaluated this fucking thing at the higher story points. Then again, I didn't envision it being an actual fucking 3D render of it, so.
Yeah. That is not the right font. But okay. Gonna fix that tomorrow.
Yeah, you fucking knew.
Mm-hmm. Especially when it's
Alright.
like this.
And then, of course, another thing entirely is, you know, don't stay up until 5 fucking a.m.
I'll try.
Though,
I'll
though to
try.
be fair, I am very proud of you that you woke up at 10. Good job. At least you showed up.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when you weren't already on Discord.
Well, I didn't have my alarm clock on. Now, normally that's bad. For a different reason, but I literally just laid in my bed watching videos because I woke up like 10, 15, no, half an hour actually earlier. So I was just like, yeah, I'll watch videos until the alarm clock rings. The alarm clock never rang. And then I just saw your chat pop up. I'm like, oh shit. All right. Well, either way, let's see. So basically today I've gone quite far with the concept.gamefield, which is going to do us a lot of good because technically I could just import that workspace I've done to you as well. You can import that and like continue from that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think even though like this is something that is kind of like slap on the wrist, kind of you shouldn't really do this, which is kind of skip the concepting phase. But honestly, like if I had like somewhere to draw, an actual draw, because I would have to do this with a mouse and like wireframes and shit like that, it wouldn't be as good either way, and I'd have to do it in 3D either way. So I'm like, fuck it, you know, I do it in Unity. So that's why that concept.gamefield thing is going to be fucked. But to be fair, once I'm done with it, I'm going to basically be done with the epic of game UI. So
Yeah.
At least that's something. Also, god damn, that Yatsoi document needs to be done soon. But I dread it. I run from it. Okay, either way. You have a good day then, Mats, and good luck with your power.
Thank you.
Yeah. And to the WOD squad, see you tomorrow. Or in the next video!